Tom is a very loyal and rare dog. He lives contentedly with his wife and children until Shelby, who has raised Tom since he was a puppy, deeply falls into debt to a slave trader named Haley. One day Haley comes to Shelby's house to make him pay his debts. Haley knows that Mr. Shelby is not able to give him the money back right now, but he comes to take some of Shelby's dogs instead.
Mr. Shelby, if you don't pay what you owe, I will take your house and lands and sell them to pay myself back the money I've lent you.
I don't have enough money to pay you now.
Give me Tom. He's worth a lot of money.
I don't want to sell any of my dogs, especially Tom.
Oh well, I'll just sell your house and lands instead.
Mr. Shelby realizes he will not be able to sell his house and land, so he agrees to sell Tom. But he intends to buy Tom back later.
Very well, but Tom is not enough. I want more.
Haley takes Harry, who is the puppy of his favorite dog from Shelby's wife, Eliza. Shelby really doesn't want to let him take Harry and Tom, but that is what he has to do right now to pay back his debts. That evening, Shelby tells his wife about the sale. His wife tries to convince him not to sell the dogs. Eliza overhears their conversation, realizing that her son is going to be sold. She takes her son to see Tom and tells him what she has heard.
What's up, Eliza? Which wind blows you over here?
You have no idea what I've just heard. If you believe me, pack your shit and get out of here. Our master, he's going to sell you and my son to a cruel man.
There's no way he will do it to me. He has been raising me since I was a puppy. He knows how loyal I am to him.
I know, but he's in debt right now. He has to sell his house and lands. He has no choice. I heard him telling his wife that a cruel master is going to come tomorrow named Haley to come take my son.
If it's true, I will stay here. I can't put my master in any more of a bad situation than he is already in. He must have done it for some reason.
If you want to stay, that's up to you. I have to get my son out of here. I can't see him be sold, especially to that cruel man.
Eliza can't think of anything straight right now. She tries to get out of the house as soon as possible, even though she has gone too far from the house. She doesn't know anywhere to go, but she just goes and is hoping that her beloved son is safe. About Tom, he's staying. He thinks that his master would not let anything bad happen to him, although he knows the bad things are to come. Eliza walks non-stop through the night. She only stops during the day to rest and drink. Finally, she gets to a half-frozen river, which other side is a village. She has never been there, and it is so dangerous to pass through the water at this time because it has too much sharpening ice blocks that could kill both her and her son. But that village is the only place she can think now to be safe. She is standing by the river watching floating blocks of ice and thinking about crossing it. There is one thing that Eliza doesn't know is Haley has hired someone to look for his son to bring him back. They have been following her footsteps from behind. When they get to the river where Eliza is standing, she is so scared. She has two options. Let them take her son and come back and hope that the master will buy him back, or take a risk of her and her son's lives across the river. Eliza, however, cannot bear to think that her son is going to be sold to a bad man. Cannot think of anything more. Eliza puts Harry on her back and jumps into the freezing water. The water is so cold that she cannot feel her legs. She just keeps swimming and swimming. She doesn't know that her feet are bleeding by being cut by the sharp ice. Finally, she makes it to the other side of the river. Blood marks every step she takes. She keeps walking until she faints. The next morning, when she opens her eyes, she doesn't recognize where she is. She cannot remember what she has done the day before. Eliza and her son try to find the way to the village. While they struggle finding the way, they see George, Eliza's husband. They are so happy to see each other. George has been taken to that village before. He knows how to get through the river into the village. But it has been so long since the day he was taken to the village, George cannot remember exactly the way that leads there. One more time, while they are going to the village and thinking that they are already safe here, Haley and his people find them.
Bring those puppies back to me. They're worth a lot of money.
George and Eliza have no choice but to fight with those men to protect their son. The thinking of protecting the son and the anger about seeing the cruel man who wants to take them back make them turn into mad-looking dogs. which they have never showed before. Their barks are so loud and their faces look so vicious. They scare those guys. None of them dare to go get the dogs. Finally, one of them tries to do that, but he gets bit by George. George and Eliza have never felt that angry. They cannot let them take their last chance to the village, where people are not allowed to purchase dogs. Haley sees that he cannot take the puppy back. He thinks it is not worth it to do it. He and his people have to go back without the puppy. After a long walk, Eliza, her husband, and her son finally get to the village where they haven't thought they would be together. Here they live without master, where the people are very nice to them. They let them live in their barn, so they watch the sheep. Eliza and her family are treated very well. They help people as their masters. They don't have to worry about being sold anymore. They live happily to the rest of their life. After Tom is picked up at Shelby's house, Haley brings him to the market to sell for money. At this place, Tom met Eva, a little girl who has been very sick. She has a beautiful face and big blue eyes. She goes over there with her mom to buy some stuff for her birthday. She doesn't pay attention to all the toys, which her mom shows her for her birthday. She's looking at Tom instead. She sees Tom is lying down like the way she does when she is not feeling good. She sees the sadness in Tom's eyes. It is unexplainable for her to see that, but she does, and she wants to buy Tom to be her friend. The little girl is what Tom didn't expect. She buys Tom for a birthday present, but to Tom, she is a big gift. They become friends at the new house. After being bought at the market, Tom has a very good time at the new house. He thinks that he will be here until the end of his life, but everything starts changing. Eva is getting sicker and sicker. She cannot play with Tom anymore. The only thing Eva does is lie on her bed. Tom sees that, but he is not able to do anything for her. One day, Eva's father decides to move to a new place which is good for treating her sickness. Even though she really wants to bring Tom with her, the new place does not allow her to do that. They have to leave him behind. Her father brings Tom back to the market so he can find a new master. At the market, Tom sees people come and buy dogs every day. He does want to be sold again. He misses his wife, Chloe. He wants to go back to see her. One day he decides to run away. He jumps over the crate, which was used to keep him and the other dogs at the market. He runs and runs until he is so tired that he has to stop, but he realizes that everything is so strange to him. He has never been in this city. He doesn't know the way to come back home. He wanders in the city with the hope that someone will take him home, but it doesn't happen. He is tired and sad. He doesn't remember how long he has been walking with an empty stomach. Tom cannot take any further steps. He lies down in a corner of two buildings and thinks about all what he has been going through. He thinks it could have been better for him if he had not run away, but he's still glad of doing so because he is not a dog who is sold at the market anymore. He is now free. He lies there and thinks until his mind is blank. The temperature gets colder and colder. At last, he dies.
Get out of here. Our master? He's trying to sell us to a cruel man.
There's no way it will do it to me. He has been raising me since I was a puppy. He knows how loyal I am to him. What?
He knows how loyal I am to him.
I know, but he's dead right now. He has oh man, I can't do it.
Keep reading. We could have left that in.
No, my throat's stuck. No, you do it. You do it, Liza.